Zeus, king of gods. The Olympian god of the sky and the thunder, the king of all other gods and men, and, consequently, the chief figure in Greek mythology. The son of Cronus and Rhea, he is probably most famous for his infidelity to his sister and wife, Hera. Considered the ruler of heavens and the governor of weather, Zeus was also associated with wisdom and awareness, with authority and destiny, with battles and power. In fact, Homer, the author of the Iliad and the Odyssey, says that before the fight between Achilles and Hector, Zeus weighed their lots and blessed the outcome. The poet even claims that Zeus owns 2 urns filled with ills and blessings, the gifts which he gives to every mortal in the amount he decides. Paradoxically, Zeus is both the youngest and the oldest son of Cronus and Rhea. Namely, soon after the creation of the world, the then ruler of the gods Cronus, who had learned that one of his children would overthrow him, swallowed Zeus' 3 sisters and 2 brothers of birth: Demeter, Hera, Hestia, Hades, and Poseidon. Zeus would have been eaten himself if Rhea hadn't slipped Cronus a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes in his place, hiding her youngest child in a cave on the Cretan Mount Ida. There Zeus was raised by nymphs and met his first wife, Metis, or Wisdom. On her advice, he masked himself as an Olympian cupbearer and tricked his father into drinking poison wine. The wine made Cronus vomit so much that he ultimately disgorged Zeus' siblings, intact and ready for revenge. This, their second birth, made the youngest among them, Zeus, actually their oldest brother. Thus, they had no problem in acknowledging his authority. Led by him, and helped by the one-eyed Cyclopes and the 100-handed Cinemanes, Zeus freed all of them from Cronus' imprisonment. The siblings overthrew Cronus and the Titans during a decade-long war called the Titanomachy. Zeus and his brothers drew lots to share the world between them. Poseidon got the sea, Hades the underworld, and Zeus the sky. Finally, Zeus was crowned to be the ruler of all gods and men, referred to universally as Father. However, Zeus didn't get off to a great start. His grandmother Gaia was angry at him for imprisoning the Titans, so she summoned her children, the Gigantes, to avenge her. Another war followed, the Gigantomachy, but the Olympians prevailed once again. This enraged Gaia even more, so she gave birth to Typhoeus, a giant fire-blowing serpentine monster. So mighty that even Zeus needed some help to defeat him after a cataclysmic battle. As a young ruler, Zeus was apparently too prideful and petulant. So, Hera, Poseidon, and Apollo decided to teach him a lesson. While he was sleeping, they stole his thunderbolt and bound him with 100-knotted cords. Zeus was powerless, but the Nereid Thetis acted quickly and called Briareus, the Hecatoncheir, who used his 100 arms to untie him in a second. Zeus brutally punished the 3 leaders of the rebellion, and they swore to never challenge him again. Warned that their child may be a threat to him, Zeus decided to swallow his pregnant wife, Metis. Nevertheless, the child, fully grown and armored, was eventually born, but from the forehead of Zeus. It was none other than Athena, the goddess of wisdom herself. Afterward, Zeus married Themis, who bore him the Ori and the Fates. His third wife was Eurynomé, who brought the Charites to the world. His sister Demeter followed. She gave birth to Persephone. With his 5th wife, Mnemosyne, Zeus begot the Muses. After becoming Zeus' 6th wife, Leto became the mother of Apollo and Artemis. Zeus' 7th and final wife was his sister, Hera. Knowing her sympathy for animals, he wooed her as a virgin by transforming himself into a distressed little cuckoo, which Hera took in her arms to warm it. At that moment, Zeus turned back into himself and slept with her. Ashamed, Hera agreed to marry him. However, theirs would prove to be a bittersweet marriage, because Zeus, to say the least, was a promiscuous god. Bearing the shape of many different animals, he had numerous love affairs with many nymphs and mortals, which made Hera jealous. Some say that, when she scolded him for this, disguised as a serpent, he even slept with his mother, Rhea. Consequently, many gods and heroes are Zeus' children. It's impossible to list them all. One common misconception about Zeus is that he was an infallible and wise ruler, always making fair judgments and displaying exemplary behavior. In reality, Zeus was known for his numerous infidelities, bouts of jealousy, and sometimes vindictive actions against those who crossed him. Another misconception is that Zeus was solely a god of thunder and lightning, ignoring his roles as a protector of justice, hospitality, and oaths. These lesser-known aspects of his character allow for a more well-rounded understanding of Zeus' influence and importance in Greek mythology. A fascinating, yet often overlooked, fact about Zeus is his connection to the ancient Greek concept of xenia, the code of hospitality that governed the relationship between guest and host. As the protector of travelers and the enforcer of xenia, Zeus played a crucial role in ensuring that guests were treated with respect and kindness, and that hosts were likewise honored by their visitors. This aspect of his character highlights the importance of social order and reciprocity in ancient Greek society. Another lesser-known fact about Zeus is his association with the Oracle of Dodona, one of the oldest and most important oracles in the ancient world. Located in Epirus in northwestern Greece, the oracle was dedicated to Zeus and his consort, Dione, and was famous for its sacred oak tree, where the rustling of leaves was believed to reveal the god's will. This connection to the oracle and the ancient practice of divination further underscores Zeus' role as a dispenser of wisdom and guidance in the lives of the ancient Greeks. Usually, Zeus is portrayed with a scepter in one hand and a thunderbolt in the other, both symbols of his authority. Sometimes he wears a crown of oak leaves. The oak was deemed to be his sacred tree. Homer repeatedly describes him as aegis-bearing. The aegis was an enormous shield which Zeus frequently carried with him, lending it to his daughter Athena from time to time. In addition, he owns a pet, a giant golden eagle called Eidos Dios.